Hello everybody, hope that you're doing very well and welcome to this evening's live stream where we are going to be going through the Bitcoin rising price, how I was looking for this rising price, the targets that we have on this rise and everything in between. Hope that you're doing very well. As we like to say, you're here tonight for the top technical analysis, some education. We're teaching you how to fish, so you're going to be able to go out and find your own trades by the end of it. So I hope that you really enjoy this stream. We've got some really top professional content for you and from the most profitable trading community. We were obviously looking for those longs if you watched this morning's video. Off of that, we obviously saw the drop to the downside. We will be going over some patterns that we've got right now on the Bitcoin chart and why I'm in a long position, which has literally hit take profit. I'm going to explain why under the setup that we had off of this. But yeah, right now, this is what we're looking at. We're seeing the rise to the upside. Really funny. This breakout started to happen at 1842, and obviously we posted the link out for this live stream at 1630. So I don't know whether we got some whales watching us this evening, but as soon as we've posted out this link that we're going live, price has started to pump. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I am looking at this as a potential bottoming pattern on the Bitcoin chart. For basically a price to the upside. I'll be going over why this is, why I'm actually long, and yeah, we'll take your questions towards the end of the stream. What I will say to you all is hello. Let me just load up something for you all really quickly. As yeah, we're underway right now on the Bitcoin chart. It looks pretty nice. Pretty content with the move up. We're past the point of controls. That's all hunky-dory. That's all brilliant. What I want to say is tonight, the way that we're going to be doing the questions, should you have any questions, is I'm going to do the questions off of the general chat in the public. So this is over on the Discord. So if you want to have your question answered, you can click on the Discord link here. That will bring you over into our absolutely free public Discord. You can post your questions then inside of the general chat under spectators, and we'll take these questions today towards the end of the stream. You can tag myself or the I am Neo, and we will take your questions at the end of this. So yeah, that should all be the process. Let's go over then what we have in the chart here to start. Let me just see. Wow, we have already 1,600 people. I'm going to start straight away because obviously the information I'm going to be giving you is really crucial. Time sensitive information, so I don't have the time to wait to see if people are ready. But if you are happy that I've come live here to talk you through this pump, you can obviously just give a like to the video. That shows your appreciation, so it shows that you really like us coming on live to help you out in the moment. So yeah, if you want to give a like, that's obviously appreciated. So to start here on the Bitcoin chart, we're seeing this breakout. For me though, I just want to emphasize one thing, and this is the post that I want to start with, really, because this is why I was basically looking for the longs from this morning. This setup come around last night, but it was from I woke up this morning, and it's this post here. Really simply, what I'm saying to everybody inside the Champions group is we have a CCV target, and that target is $33,037. So I was basically looking for this move up on Bitcoin to $33,037. We are now above $33,037, coming to that 33,300 level. But basically, this is the reason why that was the target when I went to sleep. I obviously have woke up, I've seen the 29k hit, and you know, really simply, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I truly believe we're going to be moving up then to that target of the CCV. And then, as you all know from this morning's video, the next major level was $33,300. And I'm going to give a little bit of context as to why I really thought this was going to move up today. And it was off of this post here. So this was posted in the group at 2 o'clock. We're now at 7 o'clock. In my opinion, yesterday, what is going on here? I'm just going to read this out. I was saying, in my opinion, yesterday, stopped out many longs. Right now, the market is in slight disbelief and thinks prices are going lower. Short squeeze today at the moment. Like, I'm just expecting a short squeeze. This is a post, and then you see some members here saying they're also in longs from $31,700. Let's see if we got it right. And so far, we absolutely have got it right as we're getting that move up. And this was a little post a little bit earlier. Obviously, this was posted before the move up again. My opinion at the moment is that the majority of the market is scared and everybody seems to think we're going to $27,000. But after the swing failure pattern last night of $30,000, I think it is the most likely scenario that we have a bullish weekend. So I was fully prepared for this move to the upside. If you want those live updates in the time-sensitive information before the move is happening, that's what I was talking about today over in the Champions group. That's obviously over at chartchampions.com. I was expecting this. I was looking for this move to the upside. I had a few potential scenarios here. We obviously were looking at a potential left shoulder. We had the right shoulder, and then we had the left shoulder, we had the head, then for the potential of the right shoulder here, which is obviously a bullish inversed head and shoulders pattern. That would actually give the target of from the bottom of the head to the neckline of the breakout, a target of about $36,400-ish, about $36,500. But in my opinion, that the right shoulder did not really fully form here. I was aware of this head and shoulders, but in my opinion, we didn't really get a proper right shoulder here. It's just kind of continued up with these higher lows. And in my opinion, it's just a short squeeze. Like, literally, this is my opinion, that this was foreseen because the market was so bearish. Why was the market so bearish? And I just want to reiterate one more time that my take profit of the long has been hit off of $33,037. I know that we are above that. So, you know, we're above my first take profit. So yeah, obviously just want to emphasize I have taken my profit one. Next level for me is the $33,300. So we'll see how this goes as well. But basically, the reason why I do think, this was posted in the group a little bit earlier as well, the reason why I think we got this head and shoulders, why we don't have the head and shoulders, this is what I was kind of looking at, is because in my opinion, we didn't actually get the full right shoulder here. Instead of getting the full right shoulder, we actually got, continuation of just a mini range. So we almost got a bull flag before breaking up. And what I was kind of looking for was a proper right shoulder. And then we would have got in my opinion, a bit more follow through, because we'd have been able to trap basically some short, we would have been able to trap some more shorts, but we didn't get the right shoulder. We still got the breakout, obviously, which was good, but I would have really liked a little bit of a dip before the breakout, because then, you know, you get people even more bearish. But basically, the number one reason right now why I believe we're getting the move up is because, really simply, it's actually not so much to do with the technicals. And this is the thing. We're a technical group. Everything that we do is off a technical analysis, but I am very good at reading the market. And what do I mean by reading the market? I'm very good at seeing a few factors. How the market is placing their stop losses. I'm fairly good at recognizing where the average person is going to be placing their stop loss. I'm fairly good at then also recognizing what is the majority of the market thinking, and what the majority of the market thinking, it's probably not going to happen how they want it to happen. So in my opinion, really simply, I was just under the impression that the market is very scared. Everybody's looking for lower. If everybody's looking for lower and everybody's really scared to buy, what's probably going to happen? Well, in my opinion, actually, it's more likely to go up. If everybody's too scared to buy, everybody's looking for lower. It's as simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I was looking for this move to the upside. Are we gonna get past 33k? Obviously, that's the resistance that we're up against at the moment. I mean, this is pretty incredible. I can't find the exact point in this video this morning, but let me just try and find this. But this is the level we're up against at the moment. This is obviously the reason, because I'm actually doing this live stream for you right now. Because I said this morning, if we get this video to 1,800 likes, I'll do a live stream for you. Wow, we absolutely smashed it. We hit 2.5 thousand likes. So I was like, you know, I got to do this video. What's to the upside? That is what you call accuracy. We were discussing in this video the resistance of 33,000. I can't remember the exact minute that we were discussing this, but obviously those levels to the upside. I'm trying to see when I would have been saying about it. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. You can go back and literally just watch the video yourself. We were basically saying that the $33,000 was your next resistance. We had the CCV target, which was at $30,027. We've hit that. Target one reached. Target two is obviously we're up against this 3,300. And if we breach through this, we're going to look for a full-blown reversal to the upside. Obviously, we currently got this. We've broken through this trend line. We kind of, let's see what we have on a little bit of a higher term time frame. We're going to have this trend line coming in, okay, which is bringing us much higher. Let's just see what we'll have on this trend line, bringing us much higher. Okay, so really we're just up against that level of 3,300. Yeah, we're just up against $3,300 at the moment, which is neither. Yeah, you're literally just up against $3,300. So, and again, we did hit that to the literally to the dollar. So we literally did just hit that to the dollar, and we obviously got about 33,600. So yeah, that's kind of like my little bit of start of the analysis. I see some questions already coming in from people on the Discord, so I won't forget about that. We will be taking these questions as we go along. But really simply to start it off the like the really time crucial information that you really want to know is straight away. Yeah, I took a long position. That was off of the swing failure pattern. Obviously, when we come down here of $29,000, recognized, okay, we've actually swing failure pattern the lows. We actually, here, we had a retest of our support. We also retested. I was asleep during this one, by the way, but I did see that we got the retest here of the point of control, support line. And well, from there, we haven't slowed down. We literally haven't slowed down. So you've got to be aggressive on your positions. You know, some people might have been like waiting for lower, waiting for lower, waiting for lower, waiting for lower. And it's just like, you know, it's what I find hilarious. What I actually find really funny is that yesterday I was holding my short all the way down. If you watched last night's live stream, you will know I literally held this short position all the way down. I was not taking profits at all yesterday, and I managed to literally, you know, make a lot of money on that short position. But the funny thing for me is that while I was absolutely comfortable holding this short position during the whole of the move down, and then literally taking the profits at $29,000. What's pretty funny is that at the same time, while I was shorting all of this, retail was longing. And then when we break $30,000, everybody's suddenly too scared to long, because guess what? They have lost money trying to long all of this prematurely, way too early. When you actually got the swing failure pattern of your 30K, everybody then is too scared to buy because they've actually lost so much money on the way down. Whereas, you know, if you had just taken a note of maybe what I was doing, which was just staying in a short during all of this move down, I was short during all of it. And then the first time that I took the long and actually took profits on my short was at the lows, which is pretty crazy, isn't it? That's well, I guess it's not crazy, but that's pretty good trading, no? Making on that move down 6.8 Bitcoin to then close it and go into a long position. I mean, come on. You're making more money than Premier League footballers, and it's pretty crazy when you think of it. But just as football is a skill, trading is a skill too, and we have mastered this skill. Yeah, so that's basically my opinion. I just wanted to really emphasize that to start. That my opinion of this move up is, why did we get such a nice move to the downside? Because all retail wanted to do was long. As soon as we actually formed a really nice bottom, nobody wanted to long any of this because they all thought it was going to $27,000. Everybody thought we were going lower. So the actual time to buy, nobody wanted to buy. The actual time to sell, nobody wanted to sell. You see how funny that is? Yeah. For me, it's pretty funny. Yeah, that's just how I read, you know. I suppose I'm pretty good at reading the market, but that's what you get when you have years of, that's what happens when you get years of experience in the market. You just get a feel for these kind of things. You just, yeah, intuition, I suppose. Yeah, really does help. So yeah, that's my introduction. Obviously, during the rest of this video, we'll be continuing in the moment. So, well, literally, please remind yourself what the level was that I gave you in this morning's video. It was literally $33,300. That's the only level I gave you. And have a look, ladies and gentlemen, where is the high at the moment? It is 33,000 exactly to the dollar. This candle, look at this, of the high is literally 33,300. Everybody watched the video that I made this morning, and the resistance I gave you was 33,300. And the title of that video was Bitcoin is gonna pump. What was the title of my video? I can't actually remember. The title of my video was Bitcoin ready to bounce. Yeah, it was cool. You can watch this if you would like, and see how I was predicting this move to the upside. But yeah, that's the level we're up against now. So what we're going to have to do for the rest of this live stream is I'll be talking you through, are we actually going to breach $3,300 or are we going to get more of a pullback here? For me at the moment though, that $3,300, the exact to the dollar level that I gave you is the level that we've hit right now. So if you don't believe that, you can literally just go and watch the video that I made this morning. And I gave the resistance of $3,300. So yeah, hopefully that is impressive to start. Called the move, called the place where we're going to be looking for the potential pullback. And during the stream, we'll be going through, are we going to break this and get more upside, or are we actually going to have topped out potentially right now and we'll come down a little bit for the pullback here. That's what we'll be going through. I just want to say hello to our guests that we have in here. And let me just make sure this is all unmuted. 1 second. And 1 second. Yeah, hello everybody. We got Patrick, Yunez, and Maurice. How are you doing, guys?
Good. How are you doing?
Yeah,
good. Well, thank you.
Should have shared my screen. You probably haven't seen any of this.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask you to do that.
But yeah, that's pretty crazy. We literally hit that 3,300 right now. We are getting that pullback. Have any of you scalping this or?
Yeah, I'm in a short. My entry is 33,279, so I'm like $21 away from the high.
That's nice.
Pretty damn good. Yeah.
That's a nice
pretty damn good.
3,261. I scalped a short just because we had the weekly VWAP right there.
Yeah, good spot, man. Yeah, this is like an interesting level. It's like it kind of, I guess, is. Well, if we clear this, I reckon you're probably going to get that up to 35,500. I mean, there's not so much resistance after this. So it's like such a key level right now. Feels pretty key of, are we going to actually get bounced or not? Yeah, I mean, Mark, I'm not sure. Did any of you see that post earlier of the fear and greed index? Did any of you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Is that in the Discord group?
Yeah, in the Discord. Yeah. Not sure how many
We went
of you
from
saw
80% over the last days to 40% or something.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Let me try and find it. There's obviously so many posts in here, but let me try and find this.
Maybe I'll.
Oh, here it is. Yeah. So this was crazy. This is what we're on about. That yesterday the market turned ultra fearful after being ultra bullish. Like, this is the thing, yeah. Everybody was really bullish up at the highs, and then you come down to the lows of support, and everybody turns really bearish and really fearful. So you can see how we've traded this at Chart Champions. Up at the highs when everyone was bullish, we were shorting, and down at the lows where everyone was bearish, we were longing. Like, that's pretty. You know, why does everyone lose money? 95% of the market, they're all losing money because they're actually just trading absolutely the wrong way. When you're up at near highs, you look for shorts, and you're down at lows, you look for longs. Especially in like a bull market, which we're in at the moment. But yeah, this made me laugh when I saw that this morning. What is happening?
Yeah. I think too, it was mostly people either getting stopped out of their longs, or they got scared and they closed out of their longs, or closed portions of their longs. Because there wasn't too many shorts opening at the lows, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. You could tell that none of those people are part of the Chart Champions membership. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what I was looking at was obviously the open interest has massively declined down here. So I think it was just like loads of people got stopped out. But I just think it was like, as I was saying in this morning's video, like that one for me, this was so perfect. Like I was 99.999% certain we were going to take 30K. And the way that it bounced off of $30,005, like that was such a trap. That would have like baited in the last of the longs with their stop loss below 30K. And like the thing is, people would have been, I know it for a fact that people would have longed this. Actually, people would have longed all of this way too early, and they would have been like, well, $30,000 is the support, and they would have literally just placed their stops below $30,000. And the thing that is just absolutely hilarious is that we take $30,000, and at that point, everyone is going to be thinking, right, we're going to $27,000 or whatever everybody's talking about. $27,000, and then you actually swing failure it, and then all of this movement up, everyone's just then too scared to long, and it's just like, In this section, everyone was longing. In this section, everyone was too scared to long, where this was the only time that actually you had a really nice long position because of the fact you took out the really big level that everyone was watching, which was $30,000. Yeah, that was just so perfect when you think of like the psychology of the market and the way that this bounce occurred just before taking those lows. That
Exactly.
for me was, yeah, that was really amazing. I think that like, the market absolutely just loves to wreck the majority of traders, and that was a way to wreck a lot of traders by that move. There was something out of like a market maker handbook 101. That was just like that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, man, literally. So trying to break it through this 33,300 then.
Yeah, actually, I was busy kind of looking at the charts, trying to get into the scalp when you were talking, but some of the questions that I'm getting in the Discord are, how did you come to figure out that 33,300 was the resistance? And so like I said, I'm not sure if you explained that or not.
For me, there's 33,300, which we're still at around at the moment. This is not fully me like a massive resist. This is just like, for me, if we can clear this level, it's really bullish in term, well, quote unquote, really bullish. I would expect a nice move to the upside. So it's like when you have just a clear flat resistance, if you can clear this sort of clear resistance, if this is a big resistance level, if you can clear that, then you can get it back into support. It obviously flips to a really big support level. So what I'm thinking is that this 33,300 is currently a resistance because, you know, we're hovering around it. It's resistance. But if you can get that clear of the level, and again, we'd really like to see an increase in volume. The volume is pretty low. Also, the open interest is not really increasing. So it's like you would really, I would anyway, I'd like to see the volume increase. I'd like to see that open interest increase to know that this is not just like a fake out essentially. Because at the moment it's not obviously amazing in terms of the volume, let's be fair. It's totally declining. But yeah, that 33,300 for me is like the level to clear would give me a lot of faith for a bullish weekend. But unless cleared, really, really simply, it's like that's resistance. If we clear it, it's support. But if we can't clear it, it's resistance. So it's just like you want to keep it like, I'd just say it's very black and white like that. It's very black and white of resistance, clear it, support. You know, if we get the volume and open interest increases, well, then it no longer black and white, but it's like a magic multicolored rainbow. But until it's cleared its resistance, for me, myself anyway, we could clear it at any moment, but at the moment we're not. So yeah, that's what I was thinking with that one.
Yeah, I'm looking at the net longs, and they were kind of opening up in the middle of this little run that we had on like the 1 minute or 3 minute chart. And then as we got to the top, they're starting to kind of die off a little bit, and shorts are slightly starting to open, at least on Bybit. So at least right now, this seems like it could be a potential top as far as the volume goes.
Let's take a look at this Luke's template. This one was really interesting. Let's see. His looks like it does show quite a lot of people buying up here, doesn't it, on this template, if you just like zoom out. Yeah, so we obviously had a lot of those buys coming in at around 30,100. Looks like they are slightly increasing again here, to be fair.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like just that little tiny leg right there, they started to increase, but as we got to this little top right here, they kind of died out a little bit.
Yeah. I think it's just like this 33,300 is such a level. I think it's just I think the way that I would approach it is like, I think loads of people found it really funny that yesterday I was like, the thing is, like, if you're at resistance, like you don't want to, I wouldn't anyway, like, I wouldn't long into resistance. When I'm saying like I wouldn't long here, if you like clear resistance and match it as support, then obviously it's a good long. But if let me just explain this in a really easy way. Like if you have a resistance level, let's say this is our level of resistance and price is down here and it's making its way up. Like if you're making your way, if this is your really big resistance, like long in here, it's fine, isn't it? But if you go up into it like this, and then do you think that this is a really good long if that's your resistance? You know, obviously it's not, is it? Like that, you wouldn't long here. What you could do though is if you break that, then that is really good long. And so we might be talking about $2 difference. I might say at this price, it's a really bad long, but $2 higher, that's a really good long. Because if that's resistance and you've broken it, then suddenly what is a really bad long here, $2 higher through the resistance is a really good long. So what I'm saying is I would not long at I wouldn't long where we are now, but if we can clear that resistance, then obviously that's when it equals a good long, because you'd have cleared your resistance level. So it's like, you just got to, I just think you got to have this, like, if you're at resistance, I would never long into resistance, just as if you're coming down, and you've got like a support, then like obviously like shorting down here is like really bad. But in my opinion, like when you're coming down to these levels of like support here, which was, if I remember correctly, the 1-to-1 support, like obviously this is a really bad short, even though on the medium term time frame we could still be thinking lower. This is a bad short for me. The same as here, even though I can be thinking we're still going higher. Well, we're obviously getting through it slightly now, but I could still say that this is like a bad long in my opinion, because of the fact we can get something like this, like a pullback. So yeah, that's just like, I would never long into resistance, and I would never short into support, even though I could have a medium term time frame bias that we're going to be going higher, or in this example yesterday, we're going to be going lower. But I don't want to get involved down at these lows of shorts when I can just wait. I don't want to get involved at the highs when I can just wait, or wait for confirmation. Yeah, so a wait for a retrace or wait for the confirmation. Like those are the two things that you'd obviously be waiting for. Yeah, so that's just what I'd say there as well. What's that template? See how we cut this 3300s. This is coming in about this naked point of control 33,600-ish. But yeah, we are getting that Bitcoin pump. So if you're enjoying the Bitcoin pump with us, you can smash up the likes, give a like to the video, see if we can get this to 1,500 likes, 500 more likes. We've got 3,400 people in here. I do think we can do it. Let's get this to 1,500 likes, and I guess we'll continue on taking some more questions then, I suppose. But yeah, this for me is looking pretty nice at the moment. And again, my whole reasoning was not so much, if I'm honest, a technical reason. It was just simply for the fact of thinking, I think the majority of the market is scared to buy. Everybody thinks we're going lower, so that's why I think we have a bullish scenario. It's as simple as that, really. It was my analysis, my reasons were not actually so much technical, to be honest. They weren't so much technical. They were literally just psychology of the market, was more so based on my decisions off of. Yeah, this is approaching pretty nice at the moment. Oh, Eunice, do you want to let's load up your Elliott wave count, because this guys and girls, if you were looking at this over the past few, we've been talking about this for the few weeks. Okay, so this is Eunice's Elliott wave count. So if you absolutely love Eunice, because he was showing you this Elliott wave count, the levels where we would reject before it happened, the levels where to buy before it happened, you know, obviously there's no financial advice in these videos. We're not going to tell you what to do. You're going to have to make that decision for yourself. But Eunice could have potentially made you a lot of money by going off of his Elliott wave counts, where the bounce was going to come up to, and then where the lows were going to be. He was predicting that high around that $38,000, $39,000 level. He was then predicting the lows to come in there at $29,000 off of this 1-to-10886. He's absolutely nailed not only the highs and not only the lows, but nearly every single subwave in between. This is so perfect. Shout out to Eunice. And honestly, guys, I think we just have to show him so much appreciation, because this is next level Elliott waves. Every single subwave there, he's absolutely nailed. He's got the highs, he's got the lows all in advance. This is the one count he has been absolutely trading off of like a true champion. So if you're really impressed with that Elliott wave count, you can give this video even more likes. Give it Eunice even more appreciation. Because he's absolutely nailed it. That was so amazing, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was good.
Been a nice count. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think it has been really, really nice. Yeah, man. Like even the sub waves that you had, like the 333, you weren't thinking that this is a flat and going for the 5 waves. You knew it was a 333 with the 5 and the C. Like that is just like his level of Elliott waves here is really impressive. Really, really impressive. Very, very, very good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you.
That 886. Yeah, I remember now because when it come down for that A, it obviously missed the 886. And it was like, yeah, that's the one that I really wanted as well. Like prior to this, I was thinking that's why I was like,
Exactly, yeah.
we're going to break 30K at some point because there's just too
We
much
were
liquidity
we were
there.
talking about it. Yeah, we were talking about it.
I'm happy that played out. I'm really happy. Not just because of the money, but also just because, yeah, that was a brilliant analysis.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of like the back in the day, the Trader R fractal, where it's just like every single thing was hit to the dollar.
Oh yeah, when he done the long into the short, into the long, into the short, like into the long of like 5 trades in a row. That was pretty crazy.
Right. Yeah, Eunice has done this a couple of times. That's why I was joking, but not joking, that I'm going to make a Bybit account and I'm just going to nickname it Eunice. Whatever he posts, just non-financial advice, take it blindly, because he's just right so often. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, man, that is good.
Like Daniel said, everybody was scared at the lows, but yeah, I'm telling you, I was buying at the lows. So
yeah, he was. Yeah, even more spot.
yeah.
That was amazing. Like I really,
then
really, really impressive.
There was one guy in the chat I read. This is just luck. Like yeah, okay. if anybody tells me it's luck, yeah, I'm just laughing. Even in real life, people tell me, yeah, it's just a gamble. It's not gambling if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I think there's always these sort of people in everything that you do. You know, there's always going to be people that doubt you. I mean, think of it like before you ever make your biggest miracle, that's when the people like doubt you the most. You know, before someone comes out, you know, I don't want to get like too, but you have to think like how before. I don't know whether to go into it or not really, but you know,
no, that's not.
yeah. Basically, before anybody like, you know, before they reach their biggest miracles, you know, they are going to have a lot of doubters. You know, people, you know, pinning Jesus up to the cross and you know hating on him, and then you know people are then going to come out with their miracles. But it's like, yeah, in life, I think in everything, there's always going to be haters. There's always going to be doubters, but you just got to do your thing and just prove them wrong.
Exactly.
So I think it also doesn't matter if people are like, oh, this doesn't work. It's like, okay, you do you, and I'll just continue to make money. You know, you can do whatever you want. So yeah, that was brilliant though. So yeah, well done on that Elliott wave count. Really impressive, man.
Yeah, well, let's see how it plays out now.
Yeah,
I'm expecting.
Well, so are you thinking that this is the wave 4 completed?
Yeah,
I guess we could still see a potential X wave, I suppose, like a
sure.
WXYX,
and another Z,
another correction.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
it's all possible.
So I suppose what I will show people so they can visualize this is currently what we have on the Bitcoin chart is a something along the lines of a WXY. But the way this could still potentially felt is, again, it looks like we're going to be getting this bounce, but this could end as a WXY. We actually put in another 3 wave here down for the Z. So this is the only way that you could foresee a lower prices again. But again, you have to remember that we're going to be getting like a 20% bounce. So it's like you trade the X wave even if it fails, but that would obviously end in some sort of WXYXZ, which does bring you down to that sort of 25K-ish region for a WXYXZ. But you'd have to see some sort of 3 wave in here. Yeah, I
agree.
Yeah, that's the only way that I would say you'd see lower. But the thing is, like, you would have to participate in this X wave because, like, I mean, why would you not participate in the X wave? Because it could be the start of wave 5. So you don't know at the moment. Is this wave 5? Is this? It looks pretty impulsive at the moment. It looks really nice. So, but yeah, that's to visualize what it might look like if you get another ABC come down then for the Z. I suppose then on a larger term time frame, you could even label this as maybe some sort of larger, even larger again, like just a W. Depends how long this correction goes on for. I mean, we could still see another, I would say, another potential few weeks inside of this correction before it breaks out. I mean, what's just really funny, the reason I like to personally, I like to trade like these ranges, let's just say we do end up ranging here for a lot longer, or maybe it doesn't come up this high, but just like ranging here longer, is that, you know, down here everybody is really scared, and up here everybody is really, really bullish. So it's like, yeah, it's just really crazy. That when it actually, you know, the thing is, you know, you just have to think how crazy this is, that when we're up at these highs, everyone was buying so much, and the first time you actually had a really nice retracement, and like nobody actually wanted to buy it. And again, that was from the highs, 31% retracement, and then you actually hardly have any people looking to buy it. It's like, yeah, I think they're going to kick themselves. Yeah, no, I guess they're kicking themselves right now, probably. Unless you're in the champions group, and then hopefully you're not kicking yourself so much, because yeah, we were recognizing the potential of this happening. Lots of people out of the market, lots of people scared, lots of people fearful. Gives you your best long opportunities. When everybody is really greedy, you know, the famous Warren Buffett quote, when everybody's really greedy, you want to be a little bit fearful. And when everybody's really fearful, you want to be a bit greedy. That is exactly what we were doing at Chat Champions. Obviously short from those highs. We made over 6, nearly 7 Bitcoin profit in 2 days, about $200,000 on the short, closing the shorts. My longs were actually entered higher, but nevertheless, into a long, yeah, we're going to be going on about 300 grand in 3 days. So that's not too bad going, is it? So, yeah, and this is just like the reasons why we were taking these shorts, why we were taking these longs. Well, my shorts were obviously based off of the $38,000 resistance to 39,000. My region was 38 to 39,000. I would have actually shorted all of this. I would have shorted happily anything that had happened here. And in the end, we come down to support, closed out those shorts, went back into longs. Why was I back into the longs? Well, actually, I can show you this again, because I think even some people in the group were like, how did you do this pivot? I don't think many people understood it. Like, I was using this from the low to the high, and we literally nailed that under 0.5. And I also had a lot of people that were saying to me, well, I say a lot, I just get a few people that say this sort of things like, oh, you pulled this after the fact. And the thing is, like, I actually done 2 live streams for the members of pulling this as that pull, and like this was the 2 pivots I was using, March to the high of 42k. So we were like ready for this 0.5. There was no hindsight in this. It's like, yeah, none of this is hindsight. This is called before it happens. Yeah, pretty interesting few days, I suppose. Yeah, I guess you guys are you out your scalp shorts at the moment, I suppose?
No, actually, I want to talk about that trade because it goes into like the psychology side of things. Yeah. I'm not going to lie, because I was able to get in at limit $21 from that current high that we were at. I got cocky and I held it for too long. And I thought that, okay, yeah, we're at least going to get like a retrace of 1% or something. So let me just hold this. I'm going to turn this scalp trade into a day trade. And so all of my TA and everything was based around a scalp trade. And then somebody in the champions group asked me, like, what's your invalidation? And I was like, literally, I was thinking to myself, invalidation? You know, what do you mean? Like, you know, there's no way I can be wrong on this. You know, this goes against everything that you've always been talking about, psychology. And, you know, I held it and I got really cocky and I paid the price. I ended up getting stopped out of it because I wanted to hold it too long. And so I should have just treated it as a scalp, because also too, I'm scalping against the trend. If I was in a long scalp, then yeah, that would make more sense to hold it right now. But, you know, I'm trying to scalp against the trend. I'm trying to catch the knife, and, you know, I got cut. And so I took something, just like with what Daniel always says, you have a good entry and then you hold it. And then you just see, you know, instead of taking profits or getting out when you should, you just see it turn into your profits turn to losses, and then you have to get out. And so, you know, I paid the price for an emotional decision. And I have to admit that live.
And Patrick here, I took the scalp at 261, and I have a very strict set of rules that I follow when I scalp. And I take profit early and often. I mean, if you're going to be a quick trader, profitable, it's mandatory. to take profits early and often. And then when I do hit my first take profit, I move my stop loss into a little bit of profit in front of my entry. That way it's a guaranteed win.
Yeah.
Sure enough, I came down, just hit my first take profit, came back up, got stopped in a little bit of profit. Wasn't a great trade, but it's a win. And that's the beauty when you have a good set of rules that you stick to.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, to be fair, there was obviously a sculpt to be had off of that level. And the thing is, also could have gone into more, didn't go into more. Like, it's just one of those things. Like, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's just like you take a trade, you win or lose, you move on to the next trade. You know, I think a lot of newer traders, especially if they take a loss, you know, they're going to be really annoyed about the loss because they have a false expectation that, you know, let's say they've spent 10 hours on the analysis. It comes up to their level that they want to short. They take the short, let's say, comes down. They think they're in a really good position. It goes back above their level. And then they're thinking to themselves, I've done so much analysis, I have to be right. But why, you know, but the way that you're approaching it wrong is obviously having the expectation that you have to be right in the first place. Like if you are approaching each trade under the expectation that of having no expectation, you win or that you lose, and you have no expectation of actually winning the trade, then you're not going to be saying to yourself, I can't lose this trade because you know it has to win. Like you're going to be thinking, I have to win this trade. I've done so much analysis, like this just has to happen. And then obviously doesn't. And the only reason why you would hold on to the loser is because you think that you have to be right. And if you actually have if you have no expectations of the trade, then you're not going to be thinking I have to be right. I think you have to like approach each trade as you know, just don't have that expectations of I have to be right, because you don't. No, nobody has to be right. The market's going to do whatever the market wants to do, and you're not going to be able to affect the market. So literally just accept if the market's through the level, get out of the trade, move on to the next one.
Personally, I mean, if when I'm taking a scalp, if I've already gotten some profits, I mean, the idea of all of this is to make money. So I've made money, I've won. Why would I even leave any chance of me losing this profit out there? Not to mention, if it goes back to my entry and goes above it, I could just get out of this at a slight profit, you know, put my stop loss in front of my entry. And if I may be right, it may continue to run in my direction, but I could get a better entry if it's going to run against me. So why hold on to it if I can get a better entry somewhere else?
Yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah, I think like obviously we love to scalp trade, so you have to get in, get out, and it, you know, you can't be the only time. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you have to be really tight on yourself with your profit taking. Like I will sometimes let some scalps turn to bigger trades, but it's like when you are at like those massive resistance levels or massive support levels, and like these ones that we're on about here, these are like intraday levels for me. They're not so much like quote unquote like massive levels where I'd be like, okay, this could potentially end in a really big trade. Yeah. So yeah, I just think you got to be in and out, pretty nimble, I suppose.
Right. I mean, if you're going to be a scalper, that's the easiest way to lose money trading is by over trading too much, trading quickly. So it's very important you create a set of rules to ensure that you're going to be profitable. And if you break your rules, I mean, I know if I break my rules, 8 times out of 10, I'm losing money. And that's the God's honest truth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Totally.
And I broke my rules. I had to learn that the hard way multiple times when I was first starting, is that I would always be looking at things on like the 1 minute or 3 minute and have this scalper's mentality. And then I would try to hold a scalp idea for longer than a scalp. And that's when I would get burnt. And, you know, like I said, again, I just got cocky because I was $21 away from the high. I mean, I did have my reasons, you know, as far as what I was looking at on the charts, and it did work out, but I decided that, this time is going to be the time where this scalp is going to, you know, turn into a day or swing trade. And, you know, I paid the price. And so, you know,
doesn't matter though. It's just a loss. Just go move on, innit?
Yep. It's just, you know, just practicing and lesson learned. Also too, Daniel, let me know whenever you're ready. I've got some questions from the Discord. And so let me know whenever you're ready to do that.
Yeah. Let's we hit 1,500 likes. So yeah, we'll do some of these questions.
All right. So just a reminder for the question and answer portion, you go to the link in the description box, you join the Discord server, and then you go to the spectators general chat and you can tag me, the one I am Neo, and I will be reading the questions from there. So the first question that I can see here is, how do you find the CCV? I'm guessing that's more going to be like you have to, that's a membership thing.
Yeah, so the CCV is a setup that we do over at Chart Champions. This is a setup, you know, the whole live stream of discussing and explaining that setup is going to take at least an hour. So it's just not viable for me to talk about the whole setup during this stream. But if you're interested in learning about the CCV setup, then that is included inside of the educational content inside the Contenders group. And there's a whole hour video plus note, but the video is probably about an hour and a half, explaining the ins and outs of the setup, how you get it, why the setup is why is it a setup. And that's included in the Contenders membership if you're interested in that. But yeah, they're just not viable to go over the hour and a half long theory in this video. But if you're interested, then obviously you can take your time and watch that video in your own time.
Yep. And the next question is from the other Matt. It says, so you hit your first target and took profit. Are you still in the long or waiting to see price action from here?
Yeah, so my first take profit was lower than where we are up here. My first take profit was literally 33,000. Actually, I slightly found it $33,024, where I closed half of my position. I'm kind of a guy that I like to take maybe classed as like too much profits. I don't know. I closed out 50% of my position. So what I would like to do then with the rest of my position is either compound it. So I could compound that 50% back on at some point. But a lot of the times, the way that I kind of will trade is if I don't ever get that compound, I'm not overly bothered just running the rest of my trade for 50% of it. Obviously, I'd like to compound it at some point if I'm given the opportunity. But I would only like to compound this on a pullback. If it's given, and if there's no pullback, then I just run with the rest of the 50%. So yeah, I wouldn't close out everything, and the reason why I wouldn't close out everything on this example is I still think we can go higher. Really, to be honest with you, I still think we can go higher. I feel that we can get this bullish weekend. I don't want to close out the whole of my position, but yeah, it was enough for me to take 50% profits. And that basically just the way that I like to do this then is because if I want to just take the weekend off, I can just have my stop loss set and I'm just going to let it go. It will either stop me out, and on a weekend, I'm not going to be bothered about it. And if it wants to run for the weekend higher, well, then I can come back on Monday and think, oh, that was pretty nice. So yeah, that's how I've approached it anyway. Took 50% off, and I'll let the rest of the position run higher, or stop me out on the rest of the position, really simply.
Yeah, I would also like to add, and let me know if you think about this, is that
yeah.
Also too, we have to take into consideration that Daniel also has like 50 other accounts. And so he can let that one, which is, I think, highly important, so he can justify letting that one ride, and then he can go around and take other types of trades and get himself into all types of trades on other accounts. And so he doesn't even, he can just let that one ride and doesn't even have to worry about it, because it's like Patrick was talking about, that's guaranteed profits if you already took profit. And so, yeah, go get yourself into other trades as well. So I think that's really important.
That's the thing that I like to do a lot. So if I want to then let this run, like I'll let the less 50% run, but then I still want to take intraday trades. Well, obviously you need another account for that. So this is why having several different accounts is, like, in my opinion, it's like totally needed. Like if you're trying to just trade on one account, that I think that's going to be pretty hard. Well, obviously it depends on the time frames you trade, but if you're trying to day trade and you only have one account, I think that's going to be really, really, really hard. So you need to have several accounts. Otherwise, you know, like this, if I want to let 50% run, and then I want to also scalp, well, it's obviously impossible. You do need to have several accounts for that.
Yeah, and I think it also frees up your mental as well, because if you do have one in a really good trade and you're like, oh, but I see this other trade, like, what should I do? And it really starts messing with your mental, and you might end up closing out of the trade too early or whatever. But if you have multiple accounts, it just allows you to relax and allow that other trade to progress as it will. And then, you know, if you get stopped out in profits, well, you know, that's also perfectly fine, because you have other accounts that you're trading on. So it took me a while to understand that concept, but after I did, I ended up getting myself 4 different accounts. So
yeah, I think it's needed.
Yeah, it's a must. Yeah, we're getting a flood of questions coming in
Look at
here.
this.
So
We hit that NPOC and we're getting that rejection currently. Or the 1 hour chart.
1 hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see my post in the Bitcoin chat where each 4-hour naked point of control as we were coming down was hit to basically the dollar, and then we got a rejection from each one of them? If you do 4-hour 20 tick naked point of control, just on the way down, it's like hit, bounce, and then this very last down to the downside we had 4-hour naked point of control, hit to the dollar, and then we bounced up from there. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, so this is your current resistance at the moment. That's literally coming in at $33,600. So you can see that this is our resistance line, and we had no resistances in this section of the chart, and we've come into this first resistance, and it's 33,600. So we have obviously gone here from 33,037 to 33,300. We've breached 33,300, and now our next level. So we're trading at level to level. Your next resistance here is 33,600. And you can see here that this is our resistance line and how we're acting as resistance at the moment.
Yep. Let's see. There's one here from Dice Man. How do you find an entry off a swing failure pattern, or SFP?
Yeah, really simply.
Is that even possible?
It's really simply. I'm going to just keep it simple. Like if you have your horizontal level and you get your like wick through that level and it's brought back up, then that's obviously, you can go more depth into this, add more complexity. But for this, I'm just going to say like really simply, if you have your horizontal level and you wick through the level and it's brought back up, you have like that head fake, then you have your swing failure pattern. And really simply, then you obviously have your entry and your invalidation. So that's like a high level view of a swing failure pattern.
Yeah, and I think we did cover that in either the Contenders or something like that, right?
Yeah, that's obviously all in the Contenders, like a whole another like hour and a half long live stream on swing failure pattern.
To be honest, like I think swing failure patterns are the most tricky thing to trade, even more tricky than a breakout trade. And so yeah, definitely.
I think it's because people don't really recognize like which ones are good and which ones are bad, because in a day you probably have like 10 swing failure patterns, but you can't keep trading these random pivots and thinking there's going to be lots of liquidity on them. You would only really try and trade like a high liquidity one. And I think that's where a lot of people fail, because they think everything's a swing failure pattern.
Yeah, and you have to really pay attention to the volume. You have to figure out, it's like, is this, longs getting stopped out, or is this shorts opening up? Where's the power coming from? What size volume are we talking about? Or is it the big traders that's going to cause it? Is the small? It's just so much involved with swing failure patterns. All right, next question. How do you determine how much profit to take at each target hit? Is there a method? What percent you take at each target?
I don't really like. I wouldn't really say there's like I either generally at my first take profit, I'll either take 25, 50, or basically 80%. Those are the three that I work with. Either 25 if it's like a really minor level. I like to take 50% if it's a pretty big level. I like to take 80% if it's like I want to get in and I'm expecting to get out really quickly, and I just want to hold like a little bit just in case it keeps going, just so I can like keep myself like emotionless. I'll keep 20% running, but generally speaking, a lot of my first take profits are going to be 25%, unless I feel like it's a big level, or like this example where I'm just going to let the rest run for the weekends. Like I'm not going to be so obsessed with trading this weekend. So then I'll take 50%. I'll either let it run. If it runs, I'll let it get stopped out. If it gets stopped out, and I'm not really going to be overly bothered either way. Although I'd obviously like upwards, because I've still got 50% of a long open. Yeah.
In regards to that question, I think it's also really important to be honest with yourself about what kind of trade you're taking. Like Neo mentioned earlier, if you're scalping against a strong trend, you should be trying to get in and out of that very quickly. And for me, I'm going to be taking more profit early because I don't expect this trade to last very long.
Yeah.
So I think it's also important to kind of just recognize, what's the objective of this trade? What's your plan?
Yeah.
Is it short term, long term? Are you with the trend, against the trend? A lot of factors that go into determining that.
And that also really highlights the importance of knowing what your plan is And you know, if you're trying to scalp, where is your take profit located? You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, you have to take all of that into consideration as far as, you know, where to take profit and how much to take profit. But, you know, everybody has their own kind of strategy on that. Let's see. Let's see. Somebody asked what's the projected peak? I'm not even sure if that's like is that even possible to answer? What's the projected peak?
Who asked that?
Somebody in the general chat. I think they're just basically asking, where do you think that this is going to turn around at?
Oh, right. Well, so I like to really trade for the rest of this. I'd be like level to level. So it's kind of like we've gone through today. Like we had 33,027. We got through that, so we moved to 33,300. Our next level is 33,600, which is obviously about $300 above. And if we clear that level, our next level would be up about 34,700. So I'd say our next level of resistance is the 33,600, and then it's really about 34,700. So we're trading it level to level. If you breach that level, go to the next level. If you breach that level, go to the next level. If you don't breach that level, come back down to your next level of support. And so you're going from dirt, instead of just like, oh, let's just aim for this massive target that's so far away. But if you have like really big levels of resistance prior to that, yeah, I'm just approaching this like a level to level basis. And the next level, if we breach this one, would be up at around 34,700.
Okay. For this one, it's asking, it seems like a bearish market, lower highs and lower lows on the big Elliott waves Daniel referred to from Yunez. So, like I said, I was trying to scalp during that, so I'm not sure if that question.
Oh, right. So basically what we're saying is this could be a WXY. So this is basically a W, this is an X, this is a Y, and then we're still going to put in an X to come down for a Z. So it end in something potentially like this is the bearish scenario, obviously, that it does an X and then it still fails to come down for the Z. And then you end in a W, X, Y, X, Z. So that's the bearish scenario. That you fell here and come down lower again. This is obviously definitely possible. The thing that I was countering of, like, even though you might be coming down lower here, like this was obviously still a long, because you got to trade the long in the X, because if this is not an X, it actually could just be the start of a new wave 1 within the 5th. So like you have to have been longing down here, even if you think it's just going to do this to this. Like this was 100%, you had to long this, because if it's an X and we go down lower, or if it's a 1, like both of those scenarios mean we're going up. So it's like you can't have the fear of longing this, because every scenario is up at the moment. Whether it fails or not, it's up. You know, you got to just have the confidence to long that.
Yeah, that's a funny fact, because the question was something like a lower high or a lower lower. I don't know. But the funny fact is that I was looking at the chat, and there were so many people saying like, "Oh my God, we're gonna make a lower low and high time frame," and those are the things that I'm looking at. Like that's amazing for a long, because people are getting so bearish at the lows.
Yeah.
And that's, for me, that's a buy signal. So.
Yeah. It's. I think that was like the thing that just like obviously had the amazing Elliott wave count, but then it is literally the fact that like all these people were literally turning so bearish at the lows in disbelief that price is going to go up. Like even during today, as we were moving up here, even while price was moving up here, people were still really, really bearish, thinking, oh, this has to come back down. It's like, yeah, people are just in disbelief that this was going up. So retail are shorting. Like yesterday, retail was longing. And while retail was longing all of this, the bigger traders that knew what they were doing were shorting all of this, as we saw from the bearish divergences. So retail was longing the whole drop and bigger traders were shorting. And then we had the bounce, and this is where retail started to short and your bigger traders started to long. So it's just absolutely so funny that the market is always working like this. Retail longs, bigger traders short. We get the swing failure pattern. Retail start shorting, bigger traders start longing. And this isn't a guess. That isn't a guess that happened. We literally saw it yesterday. The divergences on all of these highs. You saw it today off of these lows. So it's not just me randomly saying this. Like, you can actually look at the chart and see the divergences, and it's literally telling you that is what's happening. Retail are longing all of this. Bigger traders are shorting. Retail is trying to short all of this, and the bigger traders are longing. Like, you can literally just see it in the charts. There's no guessing involved. So yeah, that was obviously brilliant confluence for this move to the upside.
I have a request from Linda.
Oh,
She's asking to check the Igor close session. That will be in 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, so 5
See
minutes
it in
time.
Live reaction.
Yeah, 5 minutes time. We'll have to see whether we get a drop in price, and this is the high, and we head down, or in 5 minutes we start to get a move up. The Igor special Igor session starts in 5 minutes time, so we'll see that happen.
Yep. Let's see. Oh yeah, just for a reminder for the new people, what we're doing right now is we're fielding questions from the Discord. We are going for a new Discord record of 7,000 plus people involved in the Discord.
Yes. So I can explain this with the reason why. So basically on Discord, there's this thing called Discord
Discovery, I think.
Discovery. And one of the requirements is 7,000 members. So we're trying to get to 7,000 to basically be eligible for it. So that's why tonight we're doing a slightly different method of the Discord questions to get some community over to there and take your questions there really.
Yep, and the way it's working is you join the Discord. The link is in the description box below, so go ahead down there, click that, join, and then you tag me, the one I am Neo, in either the general or TA chat, and I'm just taking questions first come, first serve, so make sure you guys get your questions in as soon as possible. All right, next one is from Conman3030. It says, what time frame do you normally look on for market structure change for the day? He gets caught holding too long, waiting for market structure to change on the 15-minute. He's just wondering if you go down to the 5-minute sometimes to look for those market structure changes.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like market structure changes are a really good way of confirming a move. And like today, if you had bought after the 15-minute market structure change, you would have been in a long as well. So obviously you get into the move slightly later, but then you have that higher degree of confidence. And, you know, you might say, oh, I could have bought much lower. But then at the same point, you could have also bought too early. So waiting for that market structure change is like a level of confirmation. Yes, you're going to be buying higher, but you're also buying with a higher probabilities that the move is actually going to be playing out correctly. So there's no right or wrong way of approaching it. Like, what do you prefer, higher probability trade or to buy lower and potentially get more losing trades? It's what I would say.
All right, let's see. And I guess this is going to just be the standard from here on out, Daniel. It's like there's obviously going to be way more questions than can be answered. So it's always going to 100% every single time. It's always going to be up to you whenever you'd like to stop or move on to a different subject or go back to TA. So you just let me know what you're feeling and how you want to do it. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I see these questions here of these people that are commenting, and I've never heard of this altcoin. So nope. I mean, I do like alts. I'm trading the alts a little bit, but I've never heard of this. No. What do you think of Ethereum? I'm in a long on Ethereum, so I think it's pretty nice, I suppose. Yeah, I'm also long on ETH at the moment. And the other question is, great videos, joining champions next week. Still getting trapped placing stop losses. If this breaks 33k, where would you? What do you mean traps of like you're long? Are you long or are you short? It's hard to answer the question when I obviously have no idea of are you long or are you short, because obviously that's going to totally affect where you place stop losses. But yeah, I would never ever place I'm kind of like, you know, I hardly ever place stop losses, but you know, I would never place a really tight stop loss. Basically, I would never ever place a tight stop loss. And I actually don't even like placing them, but yeah.
I feel like that's definitely a do as I say, not as I do, though.
Yeah, yeah.
I have an interesting question here that I just randomly saw. Is that who is Patrick in the group? By the way, somebody just asked that, so I don't know if Patrick, you want to.
Sure. I mean, PC0813. My initials and my birthday. Really, I don't know. It's hard to figure out. That's right. PC0813.
Yep, he is. For those who don't know, we had a champions challenge, or whatever you want to call it, a competition for the champions members, and Patrick was the winner of that, and he's a damn good trader.
Yep, I think we're going to be speaking tomorrow still. We're on for that tomorrow now, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Looks like we're also in for a move up right here.
Let's see how it goes. Yeah, let's see that we can clear this 3700. Well, it just looks so nice at the moment.
Yeah, we do have long. Go ahead.
I was saying, yeah, I'm pretty content with this move up. Let's see if we can get to this 34,700, I suppose, really.
All right, let's see. Good Lord. All right, let's see. We'll go back to the beginning of these questions. It's like
there was a lot that's come in.
Yeah, I was just like, now I know how you feel. Sort of, kind of. Except this happens to you like every hour. Do you see us hitting 36K tonight? And
no, not really. No, probably not. No, I don't reckon we'd hit it tonight. Or if we did, that would be pretty crazy. So yeah, I'm not really expecting that to happen tonight. I mean, I'm bullish and I'm long, but that would surprise me if we hit 36K tonight. A good way, I suppose, but I'd be surprised if we hit it tonight.
And just a reminder, the Igor session just started, so let me know if there's anything that you want to look at on that.
Oh yeah, so this is the Igor session. Igor, the absolute legend inside the chart champions. Here we go, the Igor sessions. His session's just started. So we'll have to see whether this equals the increase in price or coming down for a little bit of a decrease in price. But these sessions are like gold mines. So it generally is going to give us the higher the move or the lower the move. So we could obviously see the pullback from this or the continuation, but these session starts are, yeah, really cool.
So you could be monitoring that while I go through some of these questions. I think this was already answered. Somebody said, what's the call of now? Long the market or short? I think we're obviously playing it level to level, and Daniel is feeling more of has more of a bullish feeling right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm long, but one thing that you have to remember is if you're joining this live stream now and I'm long and I'm bullish, the thing to remember is my long is from way further down than where we're at now. So just remember that, like, my long is in a lot of profits. I've already hit take profit 1. So that's something that obviously is a big factor. Yeah, this session has started. As you can see here, it could have potentially give us literally the exact high here. So this close session basically is going to likely give us the high or the lows. So the high is at the moment 33,729, and this is bam to the minute. So what you're going to have to see here is if this is the exact high and will actually come down, and Igor's done it again. But yeah, basically his session has started here. Let's see if it actually gives us the higher to move. It's at least gave us a pullback. So yeah, I mean, I'm basically bullish on Bitcoin, at least in the short term. Short term, I'm bullish on Bitcoin. But the thing that you all have to remember is my shorts are from lower. I didn't actually long the exact low, but my shorts are from lower from here. So it's obviously pretty important. Even if we dumped down here, even if price does this, I've guaranteed myself profits because I've taken take profit 1, and there's no way I can lose. But yeah, I'd like more upside, obviously. But yeah, the thing to bear in mind now is the Igor session. Like, this is so important because the Igor sessions are like just so amazing. We'll have to see whether this does result in a drop.
All right. Moose is asking, can you explain the main differences between the Contenders and Champions plan?
Yes. So the main difference is with the Contenders, this is focused primarily on education. So it's more for if you're really new to trading, or even if you're not new to trading, but you just want to focus on the education, you just want to focus on yourself and you want to focus on building up the skills, then that's where the Contenders is literally for the people that just really want to learn. They're new to it. They want to get, they're experiencing their own time and they just really want to, learn. Then the Contenders is for you. The Champions is if you want access to like some of my posts that you've seen today. If you wanted to, if you wanted to know whether I was bullish or bearish today, then you would have known that if you're in the Champions group, because you just could have literally read my posts. So that's the advantage of the Champions group, that you'll have access to not only my posts, but a lot of the traders, well, everybody in the Champions group. And that obviously is including Igor, Younes, who's done those amazing calls, Patrick, it's got Trader Art. So you've got some of the top traders in the group that you can also view their charts. And so that might give you a lot of confidence. Maybe you want to trade your own ideas, which is brilliant. We want you to do that. But at the same time, if you want to trade your own ideas and then have an added bit of confidence of like, oh yeah, I'm long, and then I see Daniel also long, well, that's actually a confidence booster, I suppose, to trade your own analysis. But that's the biggest difference, that the Champions group has live updates. And you have another live stream as well. So that's the primary difference, to be honest. The fact that this includes live updates of what I'm doing and some of the best traders in the group are doing as well. That's your primary difference, really. And I see the guy asking of how do I become a champion or contender? Well, really, really simply, just go over to the web. Really simply, you just go over to the website. So you would just literally go over to chartchampions.com. I have a feeling the website's going to go down. Website always goes down on stream. I don't know why our servers can't seem to manage it, but the website's basically gone down again. So you might have to give it an hour or so. It starts to come back online again. I guess a lot of people want to join, but yeah, basically just go to chartchampions.com and sign up to a contender or champions package, and then you're in.
All right, let's see. Also, too, just a reminder for a lot of the people, we're getting a lot of new members that just join in for the champions, and they're like, "Hey, I'm new. What does any of this stuff mean?" Just understand that it's called champion, and there's tiers for a reason. There's also a reason why there's a lot of these contenders videos, and there's just so much information. And so we do have a trading help. As you can see on Daniel's in the contender section, there's a trading help section, and you can ask our absolutely amazing workhorse of a trading assistant that will be able to help you out. But we do ask, out of the kindness of the trading assistant, that you do your research on these videos, which is what Daniel put his blood, sweat, and tears into, and educate yourself before we bombard the trading assistant with some questions that are answered in the videos, and so that way the trading assistant can help others as well. And we just want to kind of avoid a lot of traffic in the Discord.
Yeah, that's really, really, really important. Yeah, it's lucky you mentioned that, to be fair, because it's a little bit crazy, I think. Some of the questions, like a lot of people are, it's kind of like funny, but for instance, so someone will come in and the CCV setup that gave us the long. People will say, what's the CCV setup, when all they have to do is go onto the website and just watch the video. And that's what a lot of the answers are just going to be like, just go watch the video. Like we've put in an 1.5 hour video explaining the CCV. So instead of like typing, what does this mean? You can just go onto the website and search CCV, and it's going to come up and you can watch the live stream. So a lot of it is like, you just got to try and use a little bit of intuition of, if I don't know what this is, I can just go and watch the video of what it is.
Yeah.
And also with the contents there, it's available.
Sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm finished. Yeah.
I was just going to say also too, not only using the intuition, but I don't know how to say this without sounding like an asshole, but like, let's put forth some commitment, let's put forth some commitment that you actually want to learn, you actually want to become a champion member, because the only reason why any of us know what a CCV is because we've watched the video and studied the content. And so, we ask that it would not even we ask, it would really help move the group forward is if everybody educated themselves and then was able to contribute to the Bitcoin channel, or just the champions channel, as well as the contenders channel, with the fact that, hey, I've done this research, here's what I found, what do you guys think, here are my ideas. That really helps move the group forward and continues to make us one of the most profitable communities on the YouTube space. And so you'd be doing yourself a favor as well as the community a favor, and we'd really appreciate that. But with that being said, all people are welcome, obviously.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, see, these were the money shots of today. We had people absolutely killing it today. Literally, oh man, Doltex. I wish he was in here. That position on Doltex was crazy, wasn't it?
He always has something like that. This guy. You better watch out, Dan. He's going to come for your job soon. Jesus Christ.
I'm sure of it. He does too many good trades.
Yeah.
This guy, Haymaker, he made like $7,000 in the other comment. He's just made another $3,000. Another great trade from being a chart champion member. If I wasn't a member and spent time watching and learning the modules, I would have no idea what I'm doing. So literally, this guy is saying right here, he's made another $3,000 today. And if he wasn't a member and didn't spend the time watching, he would have no idea what he's doing. So that's like proof in the pudding that you really want to learn, watch the videos. We've put hours upon hours upon hours of real hard work into teaching you. So all you need to do in return is watch the videos, and then you can start to make money like this. But there's an unrealistic expectation of thinking, I can just make money without doing anything. So like this guy saying he had to put in the time to watch the modules before he can make money. It doesn't work out saying I'm going to make money and not put in the work. You have to put in the work first, and then you can start to make money. You can't expect to make money trading without doing any of the work.
Yeah, well, you know what's interesting? I actually was speaking to that person, and they said that their story is they just started actually taking their first real trades ever about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And so they only kind of like knew about trading a little bit starting in September. So just a couple of months ago. And then they came in here and they said, when I was talking to them, they said they've been spending about like 12 hours a day just watching all of the content. Wow. And for the past 2 weeks, and then they've taken their trades, and I think this person has probably made a total of like 10 grand in a couple of days, just from putting forth the effort and grinding it out. And so I told that person, I was like, if you keep doing this, give it 2 or 3 months, and you're going to be one of the gods in the group. So they're already proving that road is being paved paved with gold. I was going to say paved with gold, but gold is trash now. It's like paved with Bitcoin. I don't want to be Peter Schiff. Let's see here, and then
that close session once again though did cause the pullback. That's so cool. How that literally that was to the minute. That literally was to the minute high.
I got a nice scalp. For you guys looking for an SFP, I mean, you can see what happened as soon as the session closed. SFP, pretty good scalp trade right there.
Yeah, that's to be fair. Now you're forming this point of control at the lows.
Yeah. Well, I also wanted to piggyback off of the question of, putting in the work. I mean, the topic of putting in the work, because I was just scanning through these questions, and somebody was asking, can Daniel explain a little bit more about exo charts, because us new people don't really understand. And I just want to say that's understandable that the new people don't understand, but it's also, that's exactly why we have that learning module for free, goes over exo charts a little bit. And then I think, what did you do? Like a 5 or 6 part series on exo charts during the Contenders?
Yeah, there's like 8 videos or something in it.
I think I watched each one of those videos twice when I first started going through exo charts. And so, yeah, that's just another reason as to why, we got to put in the work. The videos are there. And so, because if Daniel were to talk about exo charts right now, I mean, you made 6 videos, each one's an hour and a half long, You want him to use your whole 8-hour stream once we hit 50K to like dedicate it to explaining exo charts.
How many? I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, 50K. I probably said too little, because I think we're going to hit that in like 2 weeks. It's pretty crazy. Should have done 100k, I think, they were.
There seems to be a lot of people trying to join on the website, but the website is down. So
Yeah.
maybe you could go over it.
Yeah, the website's down at the moment because too many people are trying to access the website. So what you're gonna have to do is try and access it in like an hour or something when it's calmed down a bit, because we have so many people trying to sign up. The website's down. So.
Our chart champions might be hosted by the same company that's hosting Exo charts.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. There's somebody saying here, hey, they just joined. They started the Contenders package. Manic, welcome to the family. In the first video, there's a note about switching the style of your TA to use candle bodies instead of wicks. Can you explain when to use candle bodies versus when do you use candle wicks?
Yeah, I primarily just use the bodies now when I'm marking my levels. That like 100% of the time, I'd always use the bodies now for like marking those weekly, monthly, daily levels. It's always the bodies. And I know there was a little bit confusion of because I first started with the wicks. But it's like with everything, like your trading does change over time. Like when I look back of how I used to trade, like my trading has changed a lot. And that's another change that I also made. Like I would always used to use the wicks for those levels, and then I found out just through experience and doing it more, like actually the bodies work so much better. And now I would only 100% of the time use the bodies. So yeah, I know there was a little bit of confusion because when I first started this, I was using the wicks, but yeah, now it's always the bodies.
All right. I put somebody has a chart somebody has a chart that they sent over, and I put it in the room for us, Daniel.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And you can check that out. It's Veos 2K. They just wanted to say, what's your guys' opinion? And so I think they look like they have an Elliott wave count and other things like that. So.
Oh yeah, let's see this.
And that's
another really
thing.
Nice count. Oh, so he thinks that this is the 5 coming down. So yeah, this is the difference of opinions, that this guy's thinking it's a flat, where this is a ABC, and you've got 5 coming down, where we were thinking that this could actually just be a WXY, and this is an X, and this is a Z. Really easy. The way to tell the difference is, does the 1 overlap the 4? And if the 1 overlaps the 4, then this is invalidated. So yeah, I mean, I like the count. The invalidation is easy on your one because it would be if you overlap that 1 to the 4, because you're not going to end with a diagonal there. So yeah, I guess it could end in a diagonal still, but I think that's just, you start to go on a never-ending streak. So I just say really simply, if your 1 overlaps the 4, invalidated, we look for the WXYXZ. If you don't, then yeah, you have a valid count, to be fair. But I just find it difficult to subdivide this as well, because this I guess you could end in a triangle, though, to be fair. There's a lot of possibilities. You're either going to get a triangle in this 4th, which then you can get the overlap because it only ends where the E is. You could get, to keep it really simple though, yeah, I like the count, to be fair. I think the invalidation is really easy, and that's kind of what you want on an Elliott wave count, an easy invalidation. You want to know where you're wrong. Yeah. And yeah, it's pretty easy to know where you're wrong on that count. So yeah, it's a nice count though. With, ABC flat. 1, 2, 3, can't overlap on the 4th. Yeah, looks decent.
Let's see. All right. There's this person that says, what percentage of your profile do you trade with? I think that question is just, whatever you're comfortable with, I guess. Daniel, unless you have something.
I think it's because a lot of people are like, a lot of people, I think, are probably asking this question because a lot of people are like, you got to hodl Bitcoin of like 90% of your profile and only trade with 10% of your profile. I guess a lot of people have been like brainwashed into thinking this. And so we'll talk about this. Like, what is my percentage of hodl Bitcoin versus what is my percentage of trade Bitcoin? I think I'll do this. Have a guess, everybody. Write in the comments. You could just write this on YouTube. How much of my percentage do you think I hodl, and how much do you think I trade? So talk about, do you think I hodl 90% Bitcoin, trade with 10% of my Bitcoin? Do you think I hodl 50% Bitcoin and trade 50%? Or like, just have a guess of how much I hodl Bitcoin versus how much I trade, and how I allocate that to my portfolio. I'm interested to know. You guys can see that everybody knew straight away what I done. Yeah, these guys know me well. That's it. That's it. 100% trade. I do not hodl any Bitcoin. I'm not a hodler of Bitcoin. Never will be. My perspective of Bitcoin is I don't care if I trade it at $100,000 or $100. It makes no difference to me or my life at all. I trade everything. I trade absolutely everything I have. So yeah, of the guys that are like, you have to hodl 90% of your portfolio, I'm just like, yeah, I'll just trade 100% of my portfolio. And yeah, so that's pretty funny. But a lot of people actually knew that straight away, that it's like, yeah, I trade everything. So again,
Actually,
I'm not giving financial advice. You literally can do whatever you want. But that's what I do. I hodl 0% of my portfolio. Everything I trade.
Somebody just came up with a good idea on your Instagram. You should put that as a question and see what everybody is saying. You know, hodl or trade.
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
That'd be a
Actually,
good poll on your
let's do
Instagram.
this part. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do this right now, and then we'll see during the next 5 minutes how many of the viewers here are gonna be hodling versus how many are trading. So I'll put this poll right now on the Instagram. Let's just see this.
His link, the link is also in the description box of this video, and maybe Daniel can show your Instagram so people know that they're landed on the right one. But yeah, either in the chat or in the description box below, you guys can check out the Instagram.
Also,
Let's
Igor
just-
said he was going to explain the sessions if we hit 5,000 likes.
What? No way.
There we go then.
Yeah.
If you ladies and gentlemen want an explanation from Igor, the man himself, he will come on and he will explain his magic sessions for you. If this video gets 5,000 likes,
You don't need to share the video.
Or the video.
Yeah, share it.
yeah, everybody's got to have to share out the video, and if it gets 5,000 likes, Igor is going to come on and do it. So you got to be quick. You're gonna have to share this video out to your friends, family, mother, grandmother, father.
Yeah. Make your
Friends.
dog a YouTube account.
He will come on and he will come on and explain this.
Yeah, everybody's been waiting for that.
He will come on and he will so yeah, what you need to do is click on share, copy the link, email it out, Twitter it out, Facebook it out, WhatsApp it out, Line it out, Reddit it out, Tumblr it out, LinkedIn it out.
Come on, guys, we can do it.
Guy. And yeah, Igor will come on at 5,000 likes and he's going to explain the magic, the absolute magic that is these sessions. And what was I going to do? Hodl.
Yeah, I think it's because I guess there's two questions, like, do you hodl or trade Bitcoin? And then I think it would be like, what percentage of your account do you hodl? What percentage do you trade? I don't know how you'd, but let's see. I guess while Daniel is doing that, I guess me and the others could try to answer some of these questions while he's doing that. If there's some easy stuff that we can talk about. Let's see here. Yeah, so it says, if Daniel did not enter at the bottom, where would he consider a good entry point? Well, usually from what I understand, and I would personally think, is the best time to get into another long in the uptrend is when you have a retrace. So even on the screen right now, what you guys are looking at around $32,000, we came down to that area, we touched that area, and then we shot up to 33,700. And so that would be a little mini retrace that you'd want to get in on. You get in on along at 32,000, then you pop up from there. So whichever way the trend is going, you just want to wait. You usually want to wait for a retrace and get in on that retrace. You don't want to just necessarily blindly long. And yeah, anytime I'm answering any of these questions, anybody else can come in and say whatever they'd like to say. Let's see. Oh yeah, I love this one. Your skills border on witchcraft. Well, do these skills and techniques transfer to other markets like Forex? And the answer to that, a quick answer to that, is yes. And I'm being quick because I've got like I don't know 60 questions to go through. What's the expected high and low in the next 2 days? I mean, yeah. I often do correct analysis with the accurate orders. So this person says, I often do correct-ish analysis, but I'm not accurate with proper execution of orders sometimes. I miss the order by $10 to $20. What steps should I take to correct this? I tried adding fixed percent, but still not as accurate. I missed some of the good trades. A lot of the times you just want to wait for the if you're around the computer, you want to wait for the reaction that you want, and then you can get in by looking at the volume, looking at other confluences that you might find, trend lines and such things as that, but it's mainly just the volume. But if you have to be away from your computer, or you really just want to, you know, say that this is the level that I want to get, you can ladder your entries in. I think Daniel actually has a video on that subject, where if you, let's say you have a $10,000 position size, you can change that into 2,500, 2,500, 2,500, and 2,500, and you can spread out your entries so that way, you know, you might get filled on 3 of those, and then start to move in the direction that you thought. So that's an easy way. That's not, I don't want to say easy. That is one way that you can help with that situation that you're dealing with, is by laddering in your entries.
Oh, cool. I've done these polls on Instagram. So if you wanna vote for your poll, and we'll see who wins or what's winning towards the end of the stream, that'll be pretty interesting.
Yep. So again, guys, head over to his Instagram. It's linked in the description box below. Click on his story and take the poll. We want to see what everybody is thinking.
That'd be interesting. I would imagine the majority of our community are trading. I mean, it's pretty funny. Like, this video was put up before the pump started. We were putting this video up here, but like the announcement of the video, obviously the announcement before the move up, and during this announcement to where we are here, we are up 3.5%. That's mad. But we were the community that were warning you that the pump was coming. We were warning you where we were going to be looking for these targets. And so literally a lot of people should be happy with this content, because, well, we were the guys warning you of the pump that was incoming. And since this video went live, we are up from the announcement that the pump was incoming. We are up 3.6%. You put on, I don't know, 100K, you're already up $3,600 during the stream. So there we go. That is amazing. And again, why were we doing this? We were expecting these increases in prices really simply because too many people were bearish. You know, literally there were a lot of bears today. And so we were like, right, there's so many bears. Let's close the longs. Sorry, close the shorts last night. Close that short. Go into a long. And well, yeah, people like this making some great money. This guy was long from 31,000. Well, now we're all the way up at 33,800. I mean, what a day. But really simply, market was in disbelief. We were looking for the short squeeze and up to the moon. So this is brilliant. So this is nice.
All right. Let's see. Is there anything on the chart, before I go back into the questions, if there's anything on the chart you'd like to talk about? Or well, is there anything
for me now? I just kind of feel that we're just going to go higher. Yeah, I remain pretty bullish. There's no reason, actually. My opinion is like this. There's no reason for me to short at the moment. I don't want to short this. I'm looking for higher. Yeah, the levels of resistance that we were looking at, 3,300, we got through. 33,300, we got through. 33,600, we got through. So we're through like all of these resistances at the moment. And our next one is basically 34,700. We have a lot of space to just keep going up here. So Yeah, I really do feel sorry for the people that were not. Well, I feel sorry for the people that were shorting all of this and for the people that were longing all of this. All the people were longing this, they got stopped out, they gave up and they started to short. Whereas all they should have done was short this, long this. That's what you do. And that's exactly what we were doing. So we make it look very simple. I get this question a lot. Daniel, you make it look so simple. And the thing is, I don't know, it actually wasn't that hard. Like this was pretty simple. But again, I suppose it's because I've been doing it a long time. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it was that hard, this trade, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're able to read the matrix.
Yeah. Like Neo.
Well, yeah, that's where my name comes from. Is once I am able to read the matrix and the game's over. I mean, you've already proven it. You have enough money to do whatever the hell you want to in life, and nobody can tell you anything. Even when the government's taking half of your shit, you still have enough money to do whatever you want. So
Yeah,
if that's not entering the matrix, I don't know what it would be.
I'm surprised we are not closer to the 5,000 likes. I thought everyone was going to be hyped to get Igor in here. Remember, Igor will come into this stream and explain for you his sessions, which are like gold dust. They are so amazing in terms of giving you your scopes, giving you your really key support and resistances. Like they're so important, and Igor will come in and do that for 5,000 likes. He's selling himself for the likes. Sold himself to the YouTube like god, or devil, I suppose, however you want to view it.
That's so funny.
This guy, I missed out. Well, if you missed out on this move, very unfortunate. But maybe you want to invest into some education that could have alerted you to the fact we were going to get a move to the upside. Yeah. But no, that's maybe something you could do.
Well, I mean, if they were here early enough and they heard what you were saying, they could have got in on like a scalp retrace and then just played it up. So
that's why you want to tick the bell, turn on your notifications, subscribe, and you would have been here as soon as we started the stream, which was literally called Bitcoin Pumping Coming. I was bullish I've been bullish since this morning. Bullish during all of this. I'm still bullish now. I'm still expecting higher. Again, I know there's going to be comments of, Daniel, you're going to get wrecked. People love to say this. Daniel, you're going to get wrecked if Bitcoin goes down. But the thing is, like, we're 100% guaranteed money at this point. It's impossible to get wrecked. So even if price does this, it is impossible to get wrecked. People just love to say that, oh, you're going to get wrecked. The same with when I was shorting. The amount of people that were like, you're going to get wrecked, is just like, you know, even yesterday I was guaranteed money, so it's actually impossible to get wrecked. The same now, it's like impossible to get wrecked. But anyway, yeah. I think we'll probably take a few more questions, and I think we're going to probably wrap it up here.
All right.
Unless we suddenly get 5,000 likes.
Yeah. Then we'll have to call Igor if he's put his kids to sleep. Yeah, I also just real quick want to give a shout out. I'm getting a lot of direct messages and messages from people saying that they're in the process of trying to join with a membership, whether it's Contenders or Champions. So the people that are sending me those direct messages, definitely appreciate those. And I just want to give you guys a warm welcome to the family. And I hope you guys enjoy your stay, because once you go Champion, you never go back. I dare you to try to find another group as good as this. Trust me, I'm a YouTube connoisseur and I have not found it. So if you find it, props to you.
Here's someone that made money during the stream. He took the long at the start of the stream and he's made $200 during the stream.
Yep.
That's crazy. Obviously, we're not giving any financial advice. We're not telling you what to do. But this guy decided to long at the start of the stream, and he's made $200 by just watching the stream today. So, well, man, that's pretty crazy.
Is there any way to check to see if we hit the magic 7,000 number?
Yes, I will be able to see this. I think. Let me just go to the link.
While you do that, I'll read some of these questions.
Oh, that's if the website is not bloody down.
So I think I could maybe answer this. If I answer it wrong, you can correct me. But can you ask Daniel if it's possible to use the value area high like support for open a scalp long? and the value area high and value area low can be support and resistance zone. Yes, so you could look at it exactly as that. You know, the value area high would be a place that would be considered a resistance, so you'd want to usually short there. But if you break the value area high with a good amount of volume and it meets some of your criteria, if you do come back and you get a bounce off of the value area high, as if it was like, let's say, the top of a triangle or the top of a range or something like that, or a parallel channel, then yeah, if you come up, you get a bounce, and then you take the high, then you can get in. Or if you're more of a risky trader, once you get that bounce, if you see a volume that you're looking for, once you get to touch the value area high, then you can long that if you'd like, or short that. So yes, the value area highs are used as support resistances, and all supports and resistances can be flipped into their opposite. Let's see. And yeah, then you can let us know if we hit that 7K mark.
Yeah, we hit the 7K mark,
nice.
So that's brilliant. Yeah,
so now we can be searched for in the Discord search, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, we're now, well, I think I have to apply for it, and it probably takes like a few days, I would imagine.
So here, this person I just saw in the general chat on Spectators, MBLX says, my first ever trade is making $88 US. So this is their first ever trade, $88. That's congratulations, MBLX. He says, thank you guys. Nice. What's the leverage you guys use on a daily trade? It really depends. If you understand your risk management, you can use cross, and you really have to understand your risk management to do that. Or you can just use isolated, and most people use 2 times leverage, or at maximum 5. But again, all of this really depends on if you've worked out your risk management and you know exactly how much you're willing to lose if you do get stopped out and the trade goes against you. And if you have any questions about that, we do have, I think it's in the learning module, but I know for sure it's in the Contenders series that we have on risk management, a whole entire video on that. Can ETH break its all-time highs? I think the simple answer to that is yes. And if you wanted to add on to that, it's up to you. But I think the simple answer is yes.
I mean, I'm in a long on Ethereum, so I would like, I suppose, Ethereum to break all-time highs. Yeah. But yeah, I traded it level to level, so I'm not trading it for all-time highs at the moment. But yeah, I've wrote up on the screen here what was happening and why we were looking for longs here, because it went from big money was, so e.g. your sensible money was shorting during this move, and retail was trying to long. We done our swing failure pattern, and swing failure pattern after this swing failure pattern, retail then turned really bearish while your big money was longing. And so you can see the difference here. Price was actually going down, and retail was really bullish, looking to long. Big money was shorting. We basically done the fake out with this swing failure pattern, and then retail started to short all of this while your big money was accumulating their longs, and now we've had the breakout. So again, that's why you want to not follow the herd, trade your own opinions, trade your own analysis. And the signs were there that this was going lower, the signs were here that this was going higher.
Somebody, Daniel, you can check the super room, the money room. Yuna has just posted something that if you want to comment on it, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
It's funny, but you don't have to comment on it. I mean, you don't want to give them attention.
Huh?
You don't want to give them attention, but it's funny.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, I just ignore it. There's haters all the time, man. I just got to ignore it. If they want to hate, they want to hate. Cool.
You're a better man than me. I would give
the live stream. Did they even watch the live stream?
Yeah.
We'll just ignore them.
All right. So, this is a person who.
Everybody hit the like and tell everybody else to hit the like. This show. Why is this hidden? Yes, Igor is close to coming on. If we just get 2.5k more, then Igor is going to come on and explain this to you. I think we'll give him a little bit more time, and if we don't reach out, I think we're going to wrap it up. So if you want us to stay on stream, you want this live stream to keep going, and you want us to get Igor in here, you can just smash up the likes. Simple as that. Otherwise, this is what's happening right now. Swing failure pattern. we obviously do have this head and shoulders type target, which is still coming in around. I think the next level for me is really simply 34,700.
Oh, Sir Stranger, I just saw this. They said, "Hey guys, I just joined." And so I just want to say welcome, 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 welcome. And then there's another person saying, "Who am I contacting to integrate the Discord stuff?" And then there's another person saying, "Can I pay my membership with Bitcoin or ETH?" I think for the person that's asking, who do I contact? It's customer service in the Discord, or you can email the support. And I'm not sure about the membership in Bitcoin or ETH. Are you guys doing that?
We accept Bitcoin as a form of payment, yeah. Just on the website, it's just really simple. You can just pay via Bitcoin if you want.
Just be careful for scammers.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, if you do it on the website, it's obviously impossible to get scammed. But yeah, obviously, if you get some DM from a random person, it's not us. If you get someone asking you to message you on WhatsApp, it's not us. The only way that we're going to do it is like via the website. So yeah, there's a lot of people impersonating us at the moment. So you just got to be really careful. We're not going to send you emails. We're not going to send you WhatsApps. We're not going to send you DMs. Like, you go through the website and that's it, period. You know, all these other people are scammers. So please be careful, because people have fallen for this scam.
All right. I'm just reading through a lot of these. I think a lot of the questions were already answered. Oh yeah, here's a good one. How can Daniel have multiple accounts? Is there a separate app? Oh yeah, this person's a champion. Because how can you be that fast to scalp on multiple accounts? For me personally, you can have multiple accounts, and then I use Chrome for one account, and then Brave for another, then Microsoft Edge for one, and then I have Firefox on one, and then if you have separate phones, you can log in on each one on like a different phone. You can also, if you don't install those browsers, you can open up other browsers in like incognito mode, and I think you can log in that way as well. But that's how I do it. I don't know how you guys do it.
Yeah, I mean, I use different browsers, and then you can also use profiles within your browsers. Within like one profile, you can use the browsers. And I know, probably, unless you live under a rock right now, you've probably heard everybody talk about it. But if you have somehow not, there's obviously a Bybit sign up bonus going around at the moment. So if you want to have lots of different accounts, you could, for example, make 10 accounts, but 1.5 Bitcoin on each account, or just 0.01 on each account, and you'll get free money on each of those accounts. So you can, as you can see here, you can create several different accounts if you'd like, and I'll put that link in the description here. Oh, here's wow, how did this person get this? That's pretty cool. I have no idea how you done an emoji, but thank you for this donation, and however you've done this. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
This guy, I am happy to find you guys. I'm really happy to hear that. This guy, I am. So yeah, if you just hold so if you on Bybit, if you are not in a position and you're obviously in Bitcoin, then I suppose, yeah, you are long by default. And if you go into Tether, then you're kind of like hedged. But then you're not in any position if you're not. And I'll just talk about these comments that I saw here. This guy literally is writing here, started scaling to Bitcoin under 30,000 last night based on last night's live stream. So this guy basically watched our live stream yesterday and has today made $1,900 profit today. That is absolutely amazing. This guy looks like he's longed during the stream, and he has made $147. I don't use this website, so I'm not sure how they work this out, but I don't know, he made about 147, but this guy from yesterday watching the stream made $2,000 profit. People are making a lot of money off of these videos. This is free information. I can't believe it.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. You already just pointed out, as soon as we started the stream, we're up 3%. So we're not saying, but blindly long when, blindly do what you're saying and you make money, but not financial advice, and don't do that.
Yeah, no financial advice. And I'll say we'll take one last question. I think we'll wrap it up.
Oh boy, now I gotta put pressure on me to find the juiciest one. So if you have anything to say while I'm looking through.
And then my throat is dying, so I need to.
Oh yeah, sure, I forgot.
Oh, I'll talk about the results of this poll as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I suppose we'll just end with the results of the poll. So the majority of the people trade. That's 67%. Not sure how you can, if you can see that, but 67% of people trade. And the results of the poll is 126. So basically, the majority of the people have 100% in trade, and the rest is actually really even. We got then about even amount of numbers for 50%, 20%, or 5%. So I'd say the majority of our viewers are traders. And then we have the rest are really spread out between 50-50 and really like 5 to 95, which is pretty, yeah. So the majority of our viewers are traders, which is what I kind of thought. Because we're under the mythology of why would you not trade if you can make even more Bitcoin? Like, why would you not? You know, even if you're really bullish on Bitcoin, if you can have 0.5 Bitcoin and you can trade that to 1 Bitcoin, why would you not do that instead of just hodling 0.5 Bitcoin? You know, that's kind of like my viewpoint, and I suppose that like wraps off on everybody else. Yeah, so I guess that's probably it then, really. Thanks everybody for watching this stream tonight. If you want to join, this is the free Discord. So if you want to join the free Discord, the link is in the description down below. You just need to literally click on the description. Is there anything else that you guys want to say before we end it?
For me, I'm just reading through all of the questions, and to be honest, a lot of the questions are answered in either the learning module. Like more than half of the questions are just, if you sign up for the free, doesn't cost any money, you can go through the learning modules and you can see how Daniel is using Excel charts and trading view and all of these different things, and that basically answers a lot of the questions that you guys would have. And so that's just my suggestion to you guys. Sign up, it's free, you don't have to commit anything, and just watch the learning modules if you guys want to have a better understanding. So that way, when we do come on these streams and Daniel is talking about his ideas, you're not asking questions. You don't have to ask questions of like, what is that? What is this? What is that? You can just look at it and then you can make your own informed decision, because none of this is financial advice on if you want to get in a trade based off of your technical analysis and just the conversation that's being had. So yeah. Daniel is showing you right now the spectators. I'll let you go ahead and say that.
I was just going to say the thing that I really want to stress is we're not a signal group. So I'm never going to, you know, if you join and you say, what shall I long here? Shall I short here? You're not actually going to get an answer. We're not ever going to tell people to long or short. What we're going to say is, this is the analysis. You can make your own decision based off of what we're posting. We're never ever going to tell you to long or short. We're not a signals group. We are not a signals group. So please don't join if you want signals. What we are is an educational service. So if you want to learn how to do your own trades, if you want to learn how we're timing these lows and highs of the market, if you want to learn how we're taking the ins and outs of all of our trades, all of this software, if you want to learn how we're using this, if you want the templates for this, then that's what you get within the group. But we're not a signals group. We are an educational group. And you can, if you make money on the side, then absolutely brilliant. But the focus is the education.
Yes, that is highly, highly important to understand. Let's see, what else is there? Yeah, other than that, I don't really have anything except to follow Daniel on Instagram. He'll let you know also on there when we're going live. Subscribe, tick the bell. Also follow Daniel if you love dogs and you want to see dogs on the oh yeah, also too, it's important to follow Daniel on Instagram because number one, doesn't have Twitter, because Twitter is Twitter. And number two, that's where he posts up some ideas that, you know, just really quick in the moment. And you don't want to just pop, you know, do the whole video thing to make a 15-second or 20-second video on YouTube or something like that. So yeah, make sure you guys are following him over there. Did we talk about the 50K goal for this YouTube channel?
We'll talk about it in the next one because my throat is going to die, I think.
Sounds good.
What I'll say is to wrap it up really quickly with a summary here. We're basically going to be looking at the potential of just doing either a WXY, we're putting in an X down for the Z, which is a bearish idea, that this actually comes down lower. which would give you a WXYXZ, or we're actually putting in a low here, and this is going to form a 1-2 and up for like a 3-4-5 of the fifth. So those are the only two ideas that I have at the moment. One is a more bearish idea that we still put in a Z, and one is obviously a bullish idea. At the moment, as it stands, I'm in a long. If we start to lose support, you know, I'm not only going to trade longs, I'm not only a bull. So if we start to lose support, then guess what? I'll switch into a short. You know, I'm not going to hold on to this long forever. I've already taken 50% of the profits. If I start to see support to be lost, then I will happily go into a short. You know, that's obvious. I'm going to short if we start to lose support. Yeah, that's all I'll end with. So yeah, I hope this has helped you. Thank you ever so much, everybody. And I suppose we'll catch you in the next stream that we do. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye.